So today, student, we will see the programs on for loop. That is the first looping structure in Visual Basic which we are going to learn. Fine. So let me specify the syntax of for loop. So for loop, the syntax starts with the keyword for, which is not case sensitive. You write capital, write small, does not matter. Then the variable name, then equal sign, then starting number to ending number. So in this case, we have to specify from where our loop is going to start and where it is going to get end. And there is a step concept in Visual Basic. We have to write step n. It means step, how many steps it is jumping each time when it is moving ahead. Okay, either it might move ahead or backward. So how many steps it is moving, that is what step n. Let me start the program, then we can uh, let clear about it. Okay, so in for loop, the for loop used to get end with the keyword next variable. It used to end with the keyword next variable, the variable we declared here, that we need to write in this case. Fine. And in between we have to specify the statements which we want to execute or what the question is given to us in for loop. Fine. In place of next, we can write and for also, students, and for, because for is going to get end there. So we can write and for. No, it is not supporting in this version. So better to go with next where. Fine. This is what the for loop syntax. Now let continue with a question without wasting time. So I provide a question here in remark that write a Visual Basic program to print all numbers. Okay, all numbers from 1 to 20. Fine, 1 to 20, all the numbers to be printed. So in this case, what I will do, what the control I will take, as Visual Basic is a event driven program, it means after clicking on it, after double clicking on it, on any control of Visual Basic, then only the program will get executed. So as it is a event driven program, so the control button has to be taken for this. So I took a button here, and the caption of the button I'm writing execute, or anything, any like caption I can specify in place of execute as well. So now double clicking on the button, I can specify the coding, that is n as integer. Fine, n the variable I took as integer. Now I will write the for, that is variable is n, equal to starting number is 1 and ending number is 20, and it is moving ahead by 1. So I have to write it like this. Okay, 1 to 20, and step what? Step 1, because after 1 there will be 2, there will be 3, it will move like this. So thereafter, if I want to print the answer on form, so simply I can write print n. Writing print n and executing, it will show how the result you see. It will show the result on the form one after another, one after another. Fine. Understood till this? Now suppose, students, I want to display the result in one line. If I want to display the result in one line, so simply in with print I have to specify the semicolon sign. Okay, now running the program, you check how it is printing. Clear? Understood? Putting semicolon, what it happens, now it print the next print statement. It print the next print statement at a side, means at right side of the previous printed statement. So, and without, if you don't give the semicolon, then it will print to next line. That is what the difference between print semicolon and print simple, print blank. Clear, students? Suppose, students, you will say, sir, we want to print like this, we want to print it like this, or down, but we want to give a gap in between. We want to give a gap in between. So I can keep a blank print here. I can keep a blank print here. So just running, you check, because after printing, it is coming to down and giving a blank print, then again printing the numbers. Understood the concept? This is how the for loop, the first program is. Now suppose the same result, I don't want to show in form. I don't want to show in the form. I want to show in a list box. I want to show in a list box, because list box is the control which can display many controls, sorry, many contents, many items, and combo box also is a control. Combo box also is a control which can display also many items. So simultaneously I want to show in combo box as well as in list box. So how the coding will be? Combo box, the name is combo 1 dot add item n. Add item n. Same way, list box, the item, sorry, the coding is list 1 dot add item. Add item is the properties. Remember, add item is the properties for combo box as well as for list box. So in this case, when the loop will continue from 1 to 20, not only it will add the data, the item to combo box, but also it will add to list box as well. Okay, so now let's run the program and check how it is working. There is nothing now, see, there is nothing here. Now check. Okay, so this is how we can add data into a combo box or a list box, using loop. So now let's continue with the next. Okay, next is what? Suppose the question I'm changing. Print all numbers from, I'm doing 20 to 1 in reverse order. So no need to specify, just specify 20 to 1, it is understood. So my loop will continue from what to what? What to what? 20. My loop will continue from 20 to 1, and step will be what? -1. So I can keep only one button, that is list box. Suppose combo box I'm removing, going to here also I'm removing. Okay, so now let's check the answer. 20 to 1, all the numbers getting printed. Clear now, students, how the reverse can be printed? You understood. Now suppose I did here -2. My motto is print all even numbers. Suppose even numbers. Okay, let's see, let's do -2 and check. Yes, see, all the even numbers are getting printed. Understood, students? So this is how the even number also you can print. But only thing, if the number start with a even number, if the number in your question start with a even number, then only this thing is possible. You can get the correct answer, all the even numbers will be printed. But if in your question it is given 21 to 1, so neither 21 is a even number nor 1 is a even number. So in this case, how you can do? In this case, how you can do this? Let's check. Let's make here 21 and let's check. Are you getting even numbers? No, it's a mistake. It means it's a mistake. It means we are getting odd numbers. So in this case, what we can do, as we have to start with 21 and the question is given that you need to start from 21. So how we can use a if condition? If we can check whether the number is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, as we learned if in previous videos. So here I specify if the variable n is divisible by 2, that is remainder is 0, then only it will be added to the it will be added to the list box. Otherwise it won't be get added to the list box. Now let's run and check. No, still it is not working. What happened? We made a mistake, it means somewhere. Just check please. N equal to what? 21 to 1. Step minus, sorry, not -2. We have to do 1 now, because we don't want to give -2. So see now, it's printing all the even numbers so nicely. Clear now? So you don't worry to change the steps, students. You just get worried to specify the conditional structure if this kind of question is coming to you like even number or odd number. Fine. Now suppose the question is given that all numbers, you print all numbers from 21 to 5 with gap of 3. So simply here you specify gap of 3. Okay, just give 3 and check your result. So all gap with 3 number it will print. Okay, students, understood, hope.